but which presenter, speaker, or collaborator had the most impact on you throughout your residency?
For me, I'd probably have to say Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Uh, I saw myself agreeing with a lot of what he said during our meeting, and a lot of what he said still kind of rings through my head to this day, months later. So,
Personally, I'd have to go along with Jack on this one. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, he was probably the most influential. Like Jack said, a lot of his words really stuck with me. And just getting to hear from his perspective in real time what he thought and getting to answer our questions, it just really helped move everything along. And it gave us that experience that we were looking for to write from.
I'm going to also agree with Baranowski and Jared there. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf had a major impact on me. It was just crazy to see firsthand the experiences of a former NBA player that was blackballed by the NBA and how it impacted his life and what processes were taken until he was just pushed out of the NBA. And that just, when I talked to him, it just put everything in focus for me and got me focused on fully creating change.
That the most impactful speaker for me was probably Dr. Lapchick, just because I thought that it was really interesting to be able to hear from someone who had been in that area for such a long time and had lived through all of this history with it. And I think that the insight that he gave was really invaluable to our project.
Personally, I think Mahmoud Abdul Rauf was the most influential. When we got to speak with him, you could really feel his energy, even though we're not in person. You could really feel what he was trying to say, and it was great having a firsthand account of things that happened and his experiences in the NBA.
It's hard to pick just one, but Mahmoud, certainly, his words still stick with me, be radical, and many of the other things he said. But I also appreciated a lot of people in the arts. There was Tom Leatherbury or Pat, and I really appreciated the energy that was in I think it was the second meeting when we had Connie on. I know we all enjoyed seeing our personalities put on display by someone that hasn't even met us until that moment.
I'm going to go with Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. I really liked how he was able to tie a bunch of complex thoughts together, and he also showed me how to make change. He explained about the concept of being radical and kind of being the crazy ones who think outside the box and do things that aren't necessarily customary to affect change.
Connie Whitman, I feel like that was very fun to hear from her. And I'd also like to say, we had a panel that came to speak to us right before we kind of ended our teen think tank project, officially our meetings. And it was consisted of 5 individuals that came to speak to us about their experiences. And I feel like that definitely helped in propelling our research in our policy paper and our children's book as well.
As Mahmoud, he was incredible and his energy was electric. It was amazing. And I just felt like I was nodding my head to everything that he said, because he was so energetic about it, and you could clearly see how passionate he was about what he was talking about, and you could see how much research he had done beforehand as well, and how much research he's been doing. I thought it was really cool.